So we come across so many different houses as real estate investors, and today the property that I'm looking at to potentially buy is no different. This house is so crazy, pretty much has a flat roof over the whole house, minus this front area you see behind me here has a little bit of slant to it, but sort of an odd layout to this entire house. But right now, given our market conditions and what we're looking at and the amount of properties that have been coming in, we need to start looking at all possible deals. And so this particular house, we went ahead and put a contract on yesterday, and we're able to lock it up at only $75,000. And this house has the potential of reselling for about $145,000. And so today, we're going to take a walk around this odd-shaped property and see if we can make the numbers work in order to get this property fixed up and sold for a profit. Welcome back to another episode of Empire Your Life. And as I was just mentioning, we are at a house today that has an odd shape to it. And we're going to go ahead and walk around this property. I want you to look at these things with me and let's make a decision on what we can change, what we can add, how can we renovate this property to get it to the best layout possible, to get it back to top value. And that way we can get this thing renovated and sold as quickly as possible. And so remember, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can become a part of the Empire Your Life community. I want you here on every single project that we go through, and that way you can continue to learn and grow your real estate business at the same time. And so without wasting any more time, let's go ahead and dive right into this house. So you can see from just taking that first step into this house, you are immediately in a tight, squeezed kitchen right here. And so this is going to be something we're going to have to figure out, because normally when you come into a back door, you expect to usually step into some sort of laundry room, a mud room, some sort of transition area. You don't want to step out right in the front of your oven. So that's not always the best place to come in as far as the door goes. And so what we may consider doing is, and I'll spin around here so you can see, but this back door that we come into, we may consider closing this off, and that way we can actually put more of a U-shaped kitchen in this entire area, which I think will sort of open the space up a little bit more. And I think we're able to do that because over a little further down the wall, you'll see back here, it opens into more of a sitting or living room type area, and there's another door that we can use. And so that could be the new back door to come into, and we can use this as more of a sitting area. And so this is going to be something that we're going to have to really figure out, because this is a super, super tight kitchen. And so you can see here now, so super, super tight. Fridge is sort of sitting right in the open, right by the back door. Just not a very good, clean setup. Now, as far as updates go, you can see it has the tile, ceramic tile countertops that probably are from 20, 30 years ago. Those definitely will need to be updated, probably to some granite, probably go with more of a 2-centimeter granite in this house here. But that'll give it a nice pop. The oven, it looks brand new to me, so I think that's something that we can actually keep, which looks great. Still got the plastic on the handle, which is a good sign. The cooktop looks a little bit old. We're going to have to check it out, make sure it's still working. But if it is working, it's going to be something we're going to try and keep to save some money. The cabinets, they're actually good box cabinets as far as strong and good shape, good material. But style-wise, I think the best thing we can do is remove the old doors and go ahead and put more of a raised panel door with a little bit of decorative design that'll give this kitchen a little bit of pop. And of course, throw in some new hardware, get it nice and clean, and I think this kitchen will be just fine. But again, we really got to figure out something with this back door, if we're going to keep it like that or if we're going to close it off, and that way we can kind of extend this kitchen out a little bit with a little bit of extra counter space, storage space. I just think that would be such a better setup. And possibly even where the fridge is, go back with more of a pantry type area, and then we're going to have to find a subset somewhere to try and put that fridge. I really would like to put that either in a cabinet or inset it in a wall if possible. And we may actually come to the point of doing a little small addition, a little bump out by this back door to just get that little extra transition space that we need in order to maybe do a pantry or build a fridge into that wall. And so all these things we got to consider, and when you're dealing with an odd shaped house, these are just the things that you got to figure out. And so as a real estate investor, you got to be able to make these decisions. Now, as we look a little bit further into this house, really like this space. This is a great space because you have the nice big open windows above this living room area here, which fall out right above a nice big screen TV that can get flat mounted right on that wall. And so this is going to be a good little space here. But let's take a close look here at the sheetrock. So if we take a close look here, it actually looks like at one point or another, this was paneling on the wall, and they came back with some sheetrock mud to give it sort of a dirty texture type look to try and hide that paneling. Well, this isn't going to work for me. And so in this entire living space area, I'm going to plan to go ahead and remove all of this old paneling with the dirty texture on it, and we're going to go back with some brand new sheetrock and some orange peel to give it a nice, fresh, updated look and get rid of this old choppy paneling. Now, floor-wise, if you can see behind me here, is a sort of a VCT tile that pretty much runs throughout the entire house. So except for the bedrooms, I believe the bedrooms look like they had carpet at one point, but it has been taken up. So I'm not sure exactly why it has been taken up. That's gonna be a question that we're gonna need to go back and talk with the seller about and see if maybe there was some water damage, or maybe the carpets were just so nasty before they listed it, they decided to go ahead and yank them out. And so that's gonna be a question we're gonna have to ask them. But the rest of the floor here is sort of a VCT tile, which does not look very updated, and you can see it does have some missing spots, like you can see here behind me. And so we're definitely going to be covering this floor, more than likely going with more of a laminate or a vinyl plank look, which is something we've been using a lot lately, which is very durable. It's great for rental properties because it's waterproof and very durable, scratch resistant and such. But it also works for flip properties because people like the durability of it like that as well. And it's just a very high quality, good looking product that you can trust. And so more than likely we'll be going with those vinyl planks or a laminate depending on budget, because the vinyl planks are more expensive. And so we're gonna have to make that decision as we get a little tighter and closer on finalizing our budget on this house. All right, so this is probably one of the worst things about this house here as far as bad layout goes. And this is the washer, dryer, the laundry room area. And you can see behind me here that it has been pushed into this little tight space that you can barely squeeze by here to get a load of laundry in, to dry or wash, whatever you're trying to do for that day. But it's just such a tight space. And so we definitely need to figure out a way to go ahead and bump this area out, give you some more room in here, because everybody likes a big laundry room. You may not think you like it, but when you don't have it, or you have a tight space like this, you're gonna wish you had more space to do your laundry, especially if you got a few kids running around and you're always doing laundry, you know, 2 times a week, 3 times a week, whatever it might be. And so having a big laundry room is gonna be key in selling this house. And so one of the ideas that I had is that we actually have a back door here. And so what I would consider doing is doing a little quick renovation bump out here that will give us space to go ahead and add that washer and dryer into this wall here behind me. And that way that is subset back, which opens up this entire area for a bigger laundry room area and gives you that space that you're looking for. This room here, obviously he was probably using it as a game room before, which I think is amazing. But the layout of this room is sort of separated from the kitchen. It's separated from the other living area. And the only real purpose of this is basically a formal dining room that you can use it for right now. We just would need to hang a little chandelier up here on the ceiling, and we could turn this into a formal dining room. Now, it also could be more of a actual living room if you want more of a formal living room. And the previous room that we looked at could be more of a sitting room, or what they call a family room, you know, right off the kitchen. And so that'll be a decision for the homemaker. But I think as far as resale value and as far as getting this house show ready for showings and being able to sell it on the backside, I think showing this as a dining room with a nice big dining room table instead of a nice big pool table, I think would go a long way with potential buyers. And then of course they can decide to do whatever they want to do with this great space at a later time. Now, you will notice in this room it does have paneling on the walls here. I actually don't mind it too much in here. I believe it sort of breaks up the rest of the house a little bit. I think we'd go with a different color in here just to give it some pop on that paneling. It is in good condition, and so we may consider saving the paneling here, maybe, depending on the budget. So let's continue looking. All right, so now I made it around to the front door of this house because, of course, we came in the back, started from the back, working our way to the front here. But when you walk into this front door here, you actually see a nice brick planter box right by the front door, which I think is great for whenever you have guests walk in, or it's just a very welcoming setting whenever you walk into the house. And so I definitely plan on keeping this. I'm going to go back with some better greenery, maybe some pops of color here, and I just think it's going to give it a lot of good show whenever you walk into this house. And when potential buyers step in, I think it's going to grab their attention quick. And this brick, kind of a creamy brownish color, I'm going to probably paint that a pop of white. That's going to match more of our trim color, and I believe that's going to give it that fresh, updated look that we're looking for. All right, now I'm sure this is one of your favorite things about this house, but who loves a window looking into your kitchen, right? So one of the other odd things about this house is we need to go ahead and just get rid of this window here. We need to either completely open it up or we need to close it off. And so that's going to be a decision when it comes down to the end, but I'm kind of leaning toward opening it completely up from left to right on this entire wall, and that way you have a good sight line looking into the kitchen, and it's going to make this foyer area seem that much bigger. And so that's going to be something that we're going to consider doing as well. So what are your thoughts? Leave me some comments down below and let me know what you think. Should we close this wall off or should we leave it open as a big window? I want to hear your thoughts. Heading down the hallway, let's see what we got as far as bedrooms, and then we should have 2 full bathrooms down here as well according to the listing. First bathroom here looks like a Smurf came in and picked all the colors in here. Of course, we have blue tile exploding everywhere in this bathroom. Now, I do have to say it is in good condition, which is a great thing, because if we do need to save money, instead of ripping all of this tile out of here, what we can do is go back with a re-epoxy and leave the tile but just recolor it. Maybe go with a white or a different color depending on what color scheme we choose for this house. But I believe we can actually save this and still give it an updated feel without having to rip it out and have the extra expense of new material. And so keep that in mind for your future projects. If you come across a bathroom that looks like a Smurf exploded in here, then you can change that color. Don't waste extra money on materials if you don't have to. Now I'm in one of the small bedrooms here, and I thought it did have carpet in all the bedrooms, but it looks like this vinyl or VCT tile, should I say, actually goes through the whole house except for the master bedroom. And so definitely gonna be something we're gonna want to go back with a new material like I was mentioning before, either do a VCT plank, a laminate, or in these bedrooms, especially if they're kid rooms and things like that, it's always a good idea to go with nice carpet, because when you get out of bed in the morning, adult, kid, whoever it might be, it's always nice to step out on a nice rug, carpet, fresh carpet. It just feels so good, especially if you have cold weather. It's just so good to have that carpet in the bedrooms. And also for kids, it's easy for them to sit on the floor and play with their toys. And so you have to think about all these things and make it user-friendly for your potential buyers. Made my way down to the master bedroom now, which is a really good sized room. And one of my favorite things about this room is, if you see behind me here, there's a huge closet. It's not a walk-in closet, but it is still a huge closet that can hold a lot of clothes for both him and her. And of course, in the master bedroom, no master bedroom is complete without having an ensuite bathroom. And so we do have a 3-piece washroom here, a full bathroom that we can use. But of course, we have that same tile that was in the whole bathroom, except it's not Smurfy blue. So this one's more of a creamy brown color. But again, this is something we could put new epoxy on. We can update this. Worst case scenario, we rip it out, go back with sheetrock, or go back with some new tiles on the floor. So overall with this house, what did you think? Did you think it was an odd-shaped house? Because I sure did. And not the whole house. The bedroom area, the whole right side of the house or back side of the house actually was not a bad layout, a bad condition. You had 3 nice big bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms there, and all those spaces just need some simple updating, and those are going to be great spaces to use. But the whole living space of the house, including the kitchen, that potential dining room, the living room space that's attached to the kitchen, and the laundry, especially the laundry, are just some very awkward, odd spaces in this house. But I believe with maybe changing some walls, maybe closing some things off, maybe doing a little pop-out addition on some of the outside walls there, especially in that laundry area, so we can move that washer-dryer machine out a little bit to give us that space in that room. I really think the layout in this house will change and feel a lot better to potential buyers that are going to walk through this property. And so overall, I believe it's a very odd-shaped house, but as real estate investors, we have to deal with what we're given. And look, if every project was super easy, we wouldn't have a job, because then everybody could do it. And so I look forward to these harder projects when you have to put a little bit of thought into it, and it's always fun to see how it goes from something like today to a final project that a happy family can move into and enjoy for years and years to come. And so I hope you enjoyed this short video. And so look, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and make sure you send me some comments. I want to hear your thoughts on this odd shaped property. How should we lay it out? How should we renovate it? What type of budget would you put on this property? I want to hear your thoughts, so leave me those comments. And as always, I hope you just continue to get out there and build your empire. Thanks for watching this video, and if you're ready to take your business to the next level, hit that subscribe button below and become a part of the Empire Your Life community. And if you see the videos over to the side here, they're exactly what you need to see next. Get out there and build your empire.